Hi, my name is Darlene King. Welcome to Grrrmouse Stitches. This is my first Flosstube video, and I'd like to give thanks to Danielle, aka Stitcherista, who has assured me that I can do this, and to my husband, who has been nice enough to set all this up for me and try to make it work. I have been trying to do this all weekend to no avail, and I hate the way my voice sounds. I'm not too keen on the way I look, but I don't think any of us are really that comfortable sometimes, and it'll just take time. That being said, I wanted to share with you some of the things that I've been working on, and my works in progress, my finishes in progress, and my plans for when these are done. So, first off, I have Fleur d'Oline from Ink Circles. This is supposed to be finished into an ornament. And instead of braiding, I'm going to use the beads. And my friend from Stitch Group, I belong to the Sterling Stitchers here in Sterling, gave me this lovely pendant. Let's see if I can get this to it says Mardi Gras, but it does fit very nicely. I originally had stitched a crown in there, but I wasn't happy with the effect. A friend of mine gave me Lizzie Kate's Summer Crazy with Fun in the Sun, partially finished. And I'm currently finishing it into a canvas piece. It's not mounted yet because I haven't completed getting it attached. There we go. Also, in canvas finish is going to be, this is a sunset kit, an old one. Thou shalt not whine. Wasn't really my colors, but I had to have it. My pieces are coming apart here. Also a canvas finish, you're sensing a theme here, I can tell. Is an old embroidery that I did with DMC templates, and I used Pearl 5 and beads. Let's see if I can. And I thought it would make a nice secondary piece for the Fun in the Sun. I have a friend in my stitch group who was doing a lop-eared gray, backtrack, gray lop-eared bunny piece on linen. And this was her first time on linen, and she'd gotten off count. And I looked at it and said, just give it to me, I'll fix it. Don't frustrate yourself more with it. And she offered to do something for me, and I had this kit. And asked her if she would do the back stitching. Now, I thought this was ready to finish, And then I realized that there were French knots. There are supposed to be French knots on the sweater. So right now I am looking at, I'm debating. I hate French knots. This was very hard, very tight to do. Even she said she broke some needles on it, so that's up in the air. I had a finish yesterday. An oldie but a goodie. Jiffy's Tree Frog Trio from Sunset. I'm still figuring out this right is left, left is right. I haven't pressed it yet, but I have washed it and dried it today. And I have to admit, I'm thinking about doing another canvas finish for that. Simply because it's easier. I have 2 remaining works in progress. The first one is Ice Skater Girl by EMS Designs. This piece is a companion piece to the Play Hockey by Sue Hillis that I did earlier in the year. And the poor child has no face. Her hair looks cool, but she has no face. I was getting very frustrated with the skin. Here's the companion to it. I've already put the chart away. And of course, I had to put pride tape on the sticks because everybody should play. The second work in progress I have is the Primitive Needles, the Dampy Sod. I like the phrase and pretty much nothing else. So, I did the phrase on, it is on blue mottled Aida. I stole the sunburst from a Sam Hawkins chart that I had been planning to do. Now, once I finished the stitching on the phrasing, which took me about 3 hours to do each line, I adapted this, and I only had 2 inches up here and 2 inches to play down here. Down here, I'm going to put some heels. And I think it's going to be a very nice piece once it's all done. I'm the only member of my stitch group that I know of that freestyles and rips bits and pieces from other charts and adapts. Most of them just follow the chart. Though they have started changing colors. Used to be they would do everything the way the original was, and they're getting away from that, so I'm proud of them. I found these heels in an old Stewart sampler chart. There's a very nice, see if I can get that up there. I like the way those heels are done. And I said, this is it. This is it. I generally do a few pieces at a time. Sorry, my voice is leaving. I do a few pieces at a time because I get bored and frustrated and I need to switch to something else. My largest project has been Celestial Navigations by Stitch World from the Millennium Sampler, and I worked on it for 10 years, and it was like 9.5 by 13, and I just finished it up last year, and I swore never again. But I do have a project that's fairly large that my friend Danielle gave to me. She had lost interest in it, and I pretty much begged her for it. I was looking forward to seeing her finish it because it's got my colors in it. This is Miss Solar Ellipse by Nora Corbett. And Danielle has already finished the skirt. And I have never done any Mirabilias or Nora Corbett. And I said, well, maybe I won't be as afraid if I think of it as just finishing up a project for a friend or something. Also, I have the threads pulled and the fabric for Simply Rejoice by My Mark. I liked rainbow stuff long before it was cool. Also, I have the Queen Bee by JW Designs. I'm sorry, JBW Designs. And I saw this. Technically, I'm the queen by default in my household. It's the king household, and I'm the only female. So, by default, I am the queen. Well, that's it. That's all I've got to share this time around. I do live in Sterling. I'm a member of the Sterling Stitch Group. I'm currently also a member of the Northern Virginia Stitchers Get Together that meets in Fairfax once a month. And I'm trying to get the nerve to go to another group that meets at a church nearby, but I'm still working on it. I am little mousy. I think I sound like a mouse when I'm talking without the squeaky squeaky thing. And the grrr is from that little zombie. I'm a geek, okay? I like fantasy. I like sci-fi. And I love that little zombie that walks across the screen at the end of every Buffy episode or Angel episode. That goes, grrr, arg. Joss Whedon. People, Joss Whedon. He's very talented. I read a lot, obviously. I stitch a lot. I do a lot of other crafts, but I keep coming back to cross stitch. It's been my main thing for a long time now. I do sewing, but I'm not real advanced with it. I can finish my projects and, make pillows and stuff, but that's pretty much my limit. Same thing with crochet. I do very little knitting, but I can. That sort of thing. I'm a Jill of all trades, a master of none. And I still have to master working a video editor. So until then, this is how you get it, folks. I do hope you like this video. I hope you will subscribe and give me the impetus to try again. And hopefully I'll be able to do all those insert picture here things and so forth in a later video. Until then, thanks once again for watching. This is Grrrmouse Stitches saying bye.